Regina Sanchez here, your spiritual life and health coach. Welcome to my podcast, Giving You a Fresh Start. My heart is to help you revive the joy in your life, rejuvenate your God-given destiny, and restore your body to health. Grab a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, or a glass of spring water with a splash of lemon and sit back. Take notes if you can, and enjoy the teaching I'm about to embark on. Let's get started, giving you a fresh start. Hi there, friends. Welcome to my podcast, Giving You a Fresh Start. And I'm so glad you're here with me this morning. And I'm just going to do a very quick podcast. And I know sometimes I say that and they end up being a little longer than quick, but I promise you this is a quick podcast. I wanted to talk with you about giving you a fresh start. And when I initially started my podcast, I had come up with this title, Giving You a Fresh Start. And I had 3 different segments that I wanted to focus on. Giving you a fresh start with your immune system, giving you a fresh start with your mind, giving you a fresh start with your spiritual life. And today, actually, I'm going to start recording a whole new series on giving you a fresh start after divorce. But the point of my talk, or my little podcast this morning, is to just talk with you about how did I come up with this series? What was the reason for creating this podcast with this title, Giving You a Fresh Start? Well, one morning when I was in the Word, or one afternoon, I actually don't remember, but I have the date because I wrote it in my Bible, and it was July 14th, 2021. And I circled and I colored and I underlined these scriptures. And so I just want to share with you why Giving You a Fresh Start is the name of my podcast. So it's based out of Psalm 85, verses 6 and 7, mostly verse 6, but I'm going to include verse 7 as part of it. And I'm reading from the Passion Translation. And it says, "Revive us again, O God. I know you will. Give us a fresh start. Then all your people will taste your joy and gladness. Pour out even more of your love on us. Reveal more of your kindness and restore us back to you." Wow, when I read that, give us a fresh start, so just jumped out at me. And I knew immediately that that was going to be the name of my teaching series and my podcast, because I want to help give people a fresh start in their immune system to get healthy, in their mind to be at peace, and in their spiritual life to have the fullness of life. And now, to give individuals a fresh start after divorce or after relationship transition, because it's a trying time. But who doesn't want to be revived? Who doesn't need a fresh start, sometimes even daily? Who doesn't want to taste God's joy and gladness? And who doesn't want to have more of His love poured out on us? And who doesn't want revealed more of His kindness? And lastly, who doesn't want to be restored back to the fullness of Him, back to the fullness of a relationship with Him? I can't imagine anybody that would say no to any of that. And so, birthed this day on July 14th, 2021, was my podcast title, Giving You a Fresh Start. And I'm here to teach you, to coach you, to support you, to love you along having that fresh start in whatever area of your life you may need. So, be blessed, my friends, be encouraged. And I hope this sheds a little light on the reason for my title, and that it, maybe excites you a little to say, yeah, I want a fresh start in my spiritual life. And yeah, I want a fresh start in my mind, or I want a fresh start in my immune system. And then for those who have been through a divorce, going through a divorce, or a relationship transition, to give you a fresh start after that, after those transitions. So I'm about to actually start recording those messages. I actually wrote these messages back in 2012, and I actually had a podcast on called Woman Redeemed, and it was my writing and my encouraging to other women, going through divorce, because my divorce back in 2003 was very tumultuous, very trying, very difficult, very frightening. I mean, you just name all the negative adjectives, and that's what it was to me at that time. But the Lord got me through, and I began. So in 2012, I began writing about it. I did shut down the blog, which I was a little sorry that I had done, but I took another route in my life as far as work was concerned, and I ended my writings. But I have a lot of writing, so I have a lot to share with you regarding having a fresh start after divorce. So look for that podcast. You can find my podcasts obviously on, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Apple Podcast, or the platform that I recorded on called Libsyn.com. And you can also find my podcast on YouTube. So take a listen. It's called Giving You a Fresh Start. And if you haven't had a chance to listen to any of my teachings, hop on over. And, within the next day or two, you should see the ones, or the first one beginning on giving you a fresh start after divorce. So if you know anyone that is going through a divorce or a very trying transition in a relationship, kind of lead them over that way. It might prove to be helpful and benefit and encouraging. So be blessed, my friends, be encouraged, and have a beautiful day. I love you and God loves you. Thanks for listening. Well, thank you, my friends, for taking the time to listen to my podcast. I hope you found it uplifting and encouraging, and that it guides you to having peace, joy, love, and health in your life. If you would like more information on the services I offer, go to my website, reginasanchez.com. Or if you're ready to dive into my teachings, head on over to givingyouafreshstart.com. This is where I will teach you how to start fresh on different aspects of your life. You can also find my book, Can I Have Your Heart, Daddy, on Amazon. Be blessed, be encouraged, and know that you are loved.